Hello there. Thanks a lot for coming by PosterCentral.com's video blog today. I'm Pete Howard, and wow, what a marvelous, marvelous soul R&B concert poster from the 1960s. Look at this gorgeous Otis Redding concert poster from the summer of 1967, and how big it is, and made of durable cardboard. Just a wonderful piece. Beautiful large cardboard boxer. Definitely one of the best soul music posters of the entire decade. I just love it. I call this a Rainbow Otis, and it was, lucky for us, not just used for one concert. This was a tour blank used for 6 to 8 weeks in the summer of 1967. And this one happens to be from Boston, from the Boston Arena, as you can see there, on Friday, August 4th. And below the venue information there, as it announces in the black stripe, you have APO Shows present 7th Annual Shower of Stars. Now, this is not a famous Stax Volt Soul Review concert poster because only Otis Redding and his backup group, the Bar-Kays, which are mentioned by his hand, were on Stax Volt. You had a couple of other of these artists were on the Great Atlantic R&B record label, and then a few other acts were on independent record labels, and so the tour was not bound by a singular record label. But the one thing's for sure, there's no doubt, Otis Redding was the king. There he is in big letters at the top, and with a great big picture of him. Move in a little bit closer. He was really riding on the crest of Monterey Pop, the festival, which had just happened a few weeks earlier and had really introduced him big time to wide audiences around the country. He was already, of course, quite established on the R&B circuit. But look at that. That's just really a nice photo of him. I like that. He had had 7 top 10 R&B hits, by the way, so far, and his 8th one was just entering the charts at this time, that being Knock on Wood. But, you know, so often you just get headshots and stuff on a poster. Look at that great in-action shot with a sports jacket and holding the microphone and smiling and everything. I just love that. So, and no slouch below Otis Redding. There you have Percy Sledge, whose monster evergreen, When a Man Loves a Woman, was the #1 record the year before, 1966. And heck, another baby boomer favorite for sure, Arthur Conley in the green stripe. His big hit, which is an evergreen, Sweet Soul Music, had been a hit this very spring, so that's pretty cool. You know, it's interesting, every musician on this poster gets a picture except for the Bar-Kays. Otis Redding's, it's probably because they were Otis's backup band, right? His support musicians, but heck, they had a top 20 pop hit with Soulfinger, you know, top 20 pop, not just R&B, and yet they don't get a picture, so I guess they got a little bit shortchanged on this poster just because they were Otis's backup band, but you know, that's okay. Looking at who did get a picture, as we go down the left side of the poster, you can see there's Percy Sledge with a nice smiling face, and conveniently Globe went ahead and put the names by all the photographs. And you've got Arthur Conley, and then taking up a lot of room, you've got the Manhattans there, as you can see. They went on to big success in the 70s, by the way. And Betty Swan in that, you know, colored-in red outfit. You can just so tell it's not a natural color, but day-glow color is what really makes this poster pop, right? So that's Betty in the red. And then you've got James Carr, and then in the yellow attire, over on the other side, you've got the 5 stair steps. And what's really interesting is the 5 stair steps were 4 brothers and a sister, and then in 1967 they added a 5-year-old sibling, and that 5-year-old made the poster. Hooray! See him down at the bottom there? A little brother, little baby brother, you could say, and boy, I hope he has a copy of this poster framed on as well, because what a fun thing that is, that's for sure. So let's see. But kind of odd. Did you notice I passed by somebody? Who's this gal? Let's move my finger. Who's this gal? And she doesn't have a nameplate. So, well, could it be Sad Sam? You know, Sam's a shortened nickname for Samantha. Maybe the MC was Sad Samantha. Well, the thing is, you're laughing at that suggestion if you're a collector and fan of rhythm and blues music, because no, that is not Sad Sam the MC. I will explain who that is by showing you another copy of this poster, but first I want to point out that notice here on August 4th, the poster goes from Otis Redding with a red stripe to Percy Sledge in the yellow stripe, correct? Right. Red to yellow, Otis to Percy. Well, looking at this exact poster from 1 week later in Charlotte on August 11th, notice it goes from Otis in red, and there's Percy in yellow, but in between, added, to the tour is Carla Thomas in a green stripe. And sure enough, down there at the bottom, you probably can't quite make it out. You can see a little bit of black marks there. Under the Sad Sam green box, next to Carla Thomas's picture, are the words, the identification, Carla Thomas. So isn't that interesting and weird? This, this gorgeous tour blank R&B poster actually had at least 2 different incarnations that I've found so far. And it's not just a small alteration, it's a very big one to add in to make room for another headliner there, practically Carla Thomas in the green stripe. That's really interesting. So the question that begs, of course, is that if they went to all the trouble to add a name and a stripe, why didn't they just put Sad Sam's photo in here? Why did they leave Carla Thomas on there unidentified? It's almost unprecedented. It's really a unique, different twist on these tour blanks being altered at various places during the tour. I just think, that the best guess by far, of course, is that Carla Thomas had been planned for the entire tour, but then could only make the later leg of the tour, so the early ones just stripped her name out but left her photo in without an ID. So I'm sure that was a conversation piece for big fans of this concert as they stood and looked at the poster either after the show or before too. So anyway, interestingly, Carla Thomas's duet with Otis Redding, Tramp, was a #2 R&B hit this summer. So she's definitely, a strong artist in her own right. Okay, so now the sad angle. You can't really do an Otis Redding concert poster, of course, without talking about the tragedy. And it was actually 4 months after this poster that Otis Redding and 2/3 of the Bar-Kays were tragically killed in a plane crash in the state of Wisconsin. And Otis would then have his biggest hit come out posthumously in January, and that, of course, was Dock of the Bay. So it's always a sad thing, but, it's always sad whether it's a Buddy Holly concert poster or whatever. So, but we have this classic, globe posters out of Baltimore, this big, giant, beautiful cardboard window card, and the standard size for a jumbo is 22 by 28. This is a little bit bigger. It's 22 by 29 and change. And it just really, just so beautifully commands a room. It's just, these rainbow colors and everything. And, it's just astonishing to think that, on August 5th, if you put on your 60s cap and mentality, this poster was worthless. After the show, it had no value. And I'm thinking 1968, the following year, what was it worth? $5? Because Bill Graham was selling his colorful concert posters in San Francisco by 67 and 68, but I think he was selling them for $1. So, maybe this was worth $5 or something. I usually don't go into value on my video blogs because it's just all over the places and changes like the wind and everything and gets outdated quickly and all that stuff. But it's just astonishing to think you really have a line in the sand here between art and advertising. And this was designed as an advertising piece to be thrown away, so it was worthless after the show. And only with hindsight and appreciation for concert poster art do we ascribe these things a value today. And of course, collectors scramble after them. So anyway, just a beautiful piece. A Rainbow Elvis from Boston. Hope you enjoyed seeing it and hearing about the quirky change the poster experienced. And thanks for dropping by. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.